What is up, everybody, and welcome back to Godspeed ZRZ. It has been about a week since I uploaded, and I've been really busy. So as you can tell behind me, we are in a all new location, and I'm gonna go over that with you guys here in just a minute. But to give you some of the most exciting news, we've actually got the Camaro done. Not completely, not 100%, but it is roadworthy at this point. I've driven it probably about 200 miles within the last week, and it's done really, really well. You can see we've got the 2 SS wheels on it, got the full suspension, everything done, the alignment. The only thing we're really missing in terms of what it came with from the factory is just the curtain airbags and a passenger seat belt, and obviously the airbags in the seats. Like I've already said many times, we're gonna be putting the racing seats in. Those should be coming in here shortly. And I know there's probably only about 1,000 of you guys out there that are actually interested in this 2.0 liter turbocharged Camaro. But for those of you that are, I wanted to show you guys what it looks like now. Of course, it is about 95%, it's 100% roadworthy. Some of the things we are missing before we go in depth are just gonna be some cosmetic pieces. You can see the fog light assembly is messed up there. In terms of the interior, I'm not putting curtain airbags back in. We're not gonna be using the seat airbags because we're putting in the racing seats as well. You can see we've got the 2 SS wheels, or just the SS wheels like I had on my previous Camaro, with the 245/40 R20s in the front. And then once you move to the back here, of course, I believe these are actually the 275/35 R20s. They have gripped up pretty well. It's a decent tire. I actually got them from one of my buddies back in Virginia. Hooked me up with a great deal, so I definitely appreciate that. So with the new location, guys, I want to give you all a brief rundown of why we moved, where we moved, and what the plan is, what we're going to be doing here. Now, as many of you guys already know, I live in Tennessee, and since I've been in Tennessee, I'm not owning, I've just been renting. So I just ran out of my 1-year lease in the last location. For those of you that didn't know, it was actually Eagleville, Tennessee. As of now, I have moved about 15-20 minutes north. So if you're familiar with the area, you'll have a general idea of where I'm at. It's a great area. It's still close to work. Still gives me a pretty decent drive into work so I can get my mind right, and that's something I definitely enjoy. But where I do lease, obviously that brings up the thing of having to move every year, which is pretty annoying. But this is the place for now. We do have a little bit more space. We've got quite a bit more yard, but we don't have near as much garage space. So we're definitely running into some issues there. Like, I have thought about putting in like maybe a temporary carport over here. If the landlord's okay with it, I'm not sure, but we definitely got too many vehicles, too many toys for just the 2-car garage. I thought I could make it work, but it's killing me to leave some of them outside. So we are probably gonna plan on getting a carport put up over there. There is not a 5-car garage here. We've only got like a standard 2-car garage. It's actually been really tough to even fit 2 normal cars in. The Jeep and the Mercedes fit decently well, but the Camaro doesn't really fit well in there for some reason, especially with the doors being so wide. And of course, we can't forget about little Wrangler here. We actually got him fenced in backyard now, so we can just let him loose and not really have to pay much attention to him. And he has a little bit more free reign, and of course, he definitely enjoys that. Now, for the privacy in the back, the privacy is extremely nice. Now, right where we're at, you can tell we're right next to the tree line. We actually have a little bit of a privacy tree line between the next property, and then the other neighboring property is over there. Quite a bit of space. It's over an acre, but with this tree line, it is connected to about 20 miles of forest that way, or just wooded area, which is really nice, really hard to find here. So you do get a lot of wildlife, but I'm sure that's enough of regular house stuff for you guys. I really wanted to fill you in on the Camaro. So for the Camaro, of course, just like they used to call the old Iron Duke 4-cylinder naturally aspirated back in the 80s, we have the modern day Iron Duke, the 6th gen 2.0 liter turbocharged Camaro. It has been coming along really nicely so far. A lot of the features, pretty much everything I really need is done. There are quite a few different things I need to go ahead and add on just in terms of cosmetics. Whenever we hit really hard. So a few of the little cosmetics, and then a lot of the modifications are gonna be coming in pretty quick. Now, one thing you guys don't know is I have found a piece of land I'm not gonna tell you where it's at, but I have found a really nice piece of land that I'm wanting to go ahead and purchase. And if everything goes through here soon, within the next maybe 60 days, something like that, we'll have, you know, about 100 acres to go out and play on, film some pretty awesome stuff with that thing. Then we'll finally be able to throw the all-terrain tires on this thing for a reason. I'd say we'll probably do a little bit of like the Street Speed 717 you know, big tires and throw like 50 spacers on and see how this thing handles it. Of course, with the 2.0 liter turbo, it's not that powerful, but whenever we do have a fair chance to do some of the modifications and upgrades, it'll be plenty of power to do whatever we need to do with it. My plan really is to take it just to the mid-4s and go from there. I think mid-4s is really perfect for around a 3,000 pound car, which is where this one will be sitting. But we'll see how it goes. Now, I do need some help. I need a lot of help, actually. So I'm not used to having a really tight garage, and I guess I'm not the best at just picking the layout. So as you guys can tell here, we've got the Mercedes for now. And the way this garage is made, there's a little cutout right here. You can see just enough for me to get like the air compressor and stuff in. It's not deep, so this is just the ML350. You can actually tell I don't have that much room. And then for the Rubicon, definitely not much room. And the landlord actually has the mower here, and then I've got the rest of my equipment as well and all my tools. So it takes up a lot of space, and I don't want to throw their equipment outside, even though I'm going to get someone to just mow it for us. But it's really, really packed. You can see I've got the extra washing machine over there too. We haven't plugged it in yet. We've got the old one in there for now that was already here whenever we moved in. But you guys can see how tight this is. Like, it's absolutely insane. I do have a lot of shelving on the sides there. And then in terms of the back, we do have shelving back there too. So that is taking up a lot of space. But if I don't have the shelf space, I don't know where I would put the rest of my equipment or tools. So it's almost like an evil necessary. But for now, the garage is extremely tight. It's more of like a one-car garage at this point, not really functional for 2 cars. And I might as well go ahead and tell you guys, we are getting rid of the ML350. For the ML350, we will be getting basically a off-road oriented, let's see how I can put this that you guys know on, a off-road oriented 3rd row ultra luxury SUV, best in class, probably the most awards won in the last 2 or 3 years. So that should give you guys an idea. If you know me already and you know what I do for a living right now, where I'm working at, you'll probably know what I'm going to get because I'm getting a great deal. But we will be getting rid of this very, very soon. I want to wait until I get done purchasing the land. And after all that's done, we're going to go ahead and trade that out and get the new ride. And you guys are definitely going to like it. A lot of modifications to come to it as well. You can see that fog light assembly. It's actually pretty messed up. I've just got it taped for now because the entire inside of the assembly that actually, you know, like allows it to connect to the actual front bumper is just completely messed up. The whole entire bracket's just pretty much gone. But as you can tell, all of the hood gaps are pretty much 100%. The door gaps are a whole lot better than they were. They've definitely been moved. And then the trunk gap as well. And I'm really excited to throw maybe, I'm not sure if we should put a high-rise spooler on the back of this thing or just a normal spooler, like a wicker built spooler, but I definitely need some help picking that out. I'd love to go with a big wing like the ZL1 or something, but it'd be a little bit obnoxious. But with this thing with the high flow cat and straight pop, you know, putting maybe 450 with a blow off valve, wastegate, cold air intake, making all the noises of a cool turbo car, maybe the big wing would be suiting, but I'm not really 100% on that. Let me know what you guys would like to see on it, and we'll definitely go a little bit farther into it and see what we can really make of this thing. Now for the interior, I have already showed you guys, but just to give you an idea again, interior basically looks stock at this point, aside from the seat cover that I've put in just to go over that seat, because like I said, it was split all apart right up through here, just because the airbags went off in it. And then the full dash, everything looks really good. One of the speakers actually was blown in the accident, I believe, as well. Can't really hear anything out of it. But for the interior, probably not going to do much. Like I've already said, just some seats and stuff. Nothing too crazy. And I'll probably end up putting the 4-point harnesses in with it too. Just because I really don't want to put factory seat belts back in. I think that'd be a little bit crazy after doing all that work. And of course, guys, what you all are mostly here for, the Rubicon 392. We haven't forgot about it. We're not done working on it. I do have a lot of things planned for it. I just really want to do everything right whenever I'm going to do it. A lot of opportunities have been presented to me here recently, so I'm not really willing to pour everything I've got into this just yet. If we end up getting the land and some other things that are in the works, it would be a lot more beneficial for me and of course my actual viewer base to have, I guess, the different opportunities that are gonna be coming that this thing can definitely take advantage of. But please stay tuned, guys. I promise we are definitely gonna be building this thing absolutely insane. But for now, just so much has been going on, I really haven't had the time to. But it still looks great for what it is. I mean, there's not many vehicles you can just buy and throw 35s on and straight pipe and do some little stuff and it turn out this nice. But of course, as always, if you haven't already, please like, comment, and subscribe. But until next time, guys, just take it easy.